What we're really going to be showing you guys today is the job that you're going to be applying for on your guys' resume. So that's going to be the title, the position, the required skills that you guys already have. And what have you done for that job? Employment, externship, or any volunteer work that you guys done. And, lastly, your success at the job. So the responsibilities that you've done, stuff that you've excelled, accomplishments, recognitions, awards that you received at these facilities or any current jobs. Next slide, please.
All right, so this is my slide. My name is Kirsten. I'm one of the career coaches on the career coaching group. And if you can kind of get to your reactions, can you guys show me like a show of hands of how many have heard of an ATS system or an applicant tracking system? So if like you want to raise your hand or do some type of reaction. I'm seeing a few. Awesome. So basically an ATS is an applicant tracking system. It is a tool that a lot of companies use for their applications for their jobs. It's not a bad thing, but sometimes when we incorporate technology in with, the applications, sometimes it might kick back the resumes as not being complete or not being matching the job description. So it's good to know about an ATS system and kind of what are ATS friendly resumes, because we do not want to add a lot of graphics or pictures onto a resume, because that is something that might not be able to be scanned by the process. And also it's a possibility that you could, there are ways to have people give bias against a resume if you have pictures or, anything that kind of talks about like very specific things. So you want to keep photography and photographs and pictures off of your resume. You really want to just get to just down to your job title and what you can do for them. Text place in boxes. I know that there are some really amazing resume templates out there that you can download for free that look really amazing. But if you put text in some of those boxes, that ATS system might not be able to read it. Another way is just making sure that your formatting is either in a doc or a PDF file, because if it is in, let's say, a pages format, if someone is reading that on outside of a MacBook, they might not be able to actually read that. So you really want to be able to make sure that your resume is very easy for a computer system to read, but also for a person to be able to download and see it. Like I said, no graphics, scales, or charts. I've seen some resumes where people have had, on the scale from 1 to 5, how great their computer skills are, or anything like that. You don't want to rate yourself. You just want to tell the skills that you have. And also right now, if you have any questions as we're going through this, just post them in the chat and we'll be able to get to them when we get a chance. Information that's not relevant in your skills section. We really want you to focus in your skills to really cater to the job you're applying for. So if you're putting down Microsoft Office or Google Suites, at this point in people's when we're dealing with technology, that is kind of a basic. So that's actually just a filler that's taking up space where you could really talk about some amazing skills that you have to showcase what you'd bring to the table with that job. You don't want to put any references down on your resume. You typically want your resume to be 1 page to 2 pages at the most. And so references really do take a lot of important space. And also that's something that's not needed at that time. Once you get later in the process of interviewing, when it's getting closer to an offer, that is when they will ask for references. So it's always good to know who you would ask and how to get a hold of them to inform them, but that is not something that you need at that resume stage. Along with that is you don't need your full address. It's actually, it's safer just to put down your city, state, and zip. You don't want to really give out your full address. So just making sure that you're safe as well when you're applying for jobs, because a lot of that will have a lot of eyes on it. And some of that, at that point, they do not need that information. And, it's great to look at amazing resumes, which we're going to do today. But take that inspiration and don't plagiarize. Make sure you're very genuine and you're talking about yourself and on these resumes, because you really want to showcase all of your amazing skills and all that you can bring to the table, instead of, just basically thinking that somebody else did a great job, I'm going to use that as well. Be very, transparent and genuine in your resume.
So we have a question. Jones, you have your hand raised. Do you have a question for Coach Kirsten or Cisco?
I think that's probably still from the ATS.
Oh, is it? Okay. So Jones, you're
Okay.
good.
All right.
Sorry,
Yeah.
were you saying something, Jones? Or was that Cisco? All
Oh,
right.
no, I was saying that's okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Going on to the next slide.
All right, guys, so the next slide. So Krista's next, she's gonna go ahead and showcase us the importance of, what's in a resume. So if you guys already know, the header, job title, education, licenses, experience, relevant skills, volunteer work, and awards. So next up, Krista's gonna go ahead and showcase us what to put, give us some examples. Krista, to you, please.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Francisco. All right, everyone. Can you go ahead and stop sharing your screen? Lee, I think that might be you. Awesome. All right. So today I'm going to be doing a resume review with all of you. And I'm going to need your guys' help. So based on what we just learned from Coach Kirsten and Coach Francisco, go ahead and type in the chat what you all think about this resume that I have pulled up.
You could
And
just
think
be
about,
simple, like good, bad, or what do you see?
yes, anything stand out? And I cannot see the chat.
Hold on, I'm trying to find. There we go.
Okay,
There we
fantastic.
go.
Off the chat. So Anne is saying that I would not add the summary. We have Jesus saying too many graphics, different colors. Keep going, folks.
This is awesome. This is really great feedback. Thank you, guys.
Too many graphics again. I think everybody agrees there's too many graphics.
Awesome. So yeah, so there are a lot of graphics on here that might not make this ATS friendly. It also might change formatting based on, what the recruiter opens the resume on. So if they're opening it, in PDF, or if they're opening it on a tablet, or if they're opening it on a phone, it might change formatting. So we really want to keep this as simple as possible. There are some good skills in here. The education is formatted correctly. There are a lot of different colors, so it's not very cohesive. Could provide a little bit more information about what this individual did, during their externship and in previous roles. Anything else that stands out to you all?
We had one that said text in boxes.
Yeah.
Yes, so yeah, there are definitely some text boxes here, and you can see it kind of makes the formatting a little odd as well. So we definitely want to avoid that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share a revised version of this resume and go through it with all of you. So here is the revised version. Can everybody see that? Awesome. So we start off with the header. We provide the contact information, phone number, email, and LinkedIn. This LinkedIn part is optional. Just make sure if you include this that your LinkedIn profile is up to date and accurate. What you might not see here is the city, state, zip. That is also optional. You do not have to include that. Could be helpful for some jobs that are per diem or on call, so they know how close you are to the location. But if you're concerned about privacy, this is optional. Never include your full address, like Coach Kirsten said earlier. If you do choose to include your location, only include city, state, and zip. And then you can see here, we have our overview. If we go up, I'm going to get a little bit closer so we can all read this. We want to write this in third person. And we also want to keep it to maybe 2-3 sentences long. It doesn't need to be super long. We want to highlight, skills that you excelled at, significant accomplishments that you did, anything that you really want the employer to know. The goal of this is to catch their attention and encourage them to continue reading your resume. So this is a very important piece of the resume.
And I really like that it says, sorry, Krista, that it really just says the job that you're applying for. So it really
Yes.
quickly catches that recruiter's eye. Yes, I know what they're looking for. And then they're telling me why that they have the skills and the transferable skills for it.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Kirsten. And then we have our education section. This graduate does not have their certification, so we leave off and certification here. But if you have certifications, you would title this section Education and Certifications. We're going to start with the most recent education and work our way down. You want to provide the name of the school, the type of program, diploma that you earned or are working towards, and then either an expected graduation date or the actual graduation date. You can see I actually messed up on the formatting here, and I'm just now realizing we want to make sure that when we're making our dates that we have them all formatted the same. You can see that I formatted it with numbers here and wrote it out here, so something I just caught. Just got to make sure you keep that consistent. And then we have our experience section, and this includes all experience. So this can be externship or employment. And you can see we have the name of the employer and also the department. This, if you don't have a specific department at your employer, you don't have to include that. This is more applicable to the medical field and positions within the medical field. Then you also include your title, medical assistant externship here, and then the dates that you were at that employment. From there, it's important, especially with your externships or any relevant experience, that you really focus on the accomplishments that you did there, the responsibilities that you had, and anything notable that you did. Really make this stand out. You want to put a lot of effort into this section because it's very important. It's going to show what you did and what you can do for the employer.
Can I also jump in here for just a second?
Absolutely.
So that first bullet, recognize her reliability, dependability, and in being responsive to patient and team member needs. Who in the group, who in the participation today that we have, why is that one bullet more important, or yeah, it actually is more important than all the skills that are listed there? Pop in the chat or unmute yourself and tell us why, because this is critical. And this is the part that healthcare workers are not taught. This is the key differentiator. What is it, Anne? Go ahead.
I would say that it is a compliment as well as a recommendation to their ability to do more than just a good job.
There you go. There you go.
Excellent.
Do you know what the #1 complaint is from healthcare managers out there these days? People are not showing up. They're calling off. They have complaints from the patients. They get complaints from the family members. If you can demonstrate that you have checked off all those critical aspects in the job that you just did, and you want to deliver the same level of service in the next job, you have separated yourself from everybody else in the pack. If you can share a story in here, for example, if this person did an externship, which it looks like that's what this is, it is an externship. If you can say that you got a high award or reward or high recognition from the doctor, that you have a recommendation that you can share, that you can, anything that comes out of a positive result for you needs to be included in the body of your resume. And this is the part that healthcare workers are missing. All you see is a bunch of stuff that people do, which everybody does in that job. Standing out means you have to figure out what you did really well and share that verbatim from the people that you work with.
Absolutely.
Right.
Thank you for that, Lee.
Yeah. Thanks.
Also, I do want to add in too, most of you guys, did state to me when I did speak with you guys are really aren't as hands-on at your guys' externship. Maybe you made a patient feel great. Maybe a patient, came in, felt really sick, or maybe, probably they're almost dying, or transfused the blood correctly. That kind of stuff also shouldn't be included there, because that means you did something for the facility, did something great. That's an accomplishment. That's an action that you did. So I highly recommend
Absolutely.
any stories that you guys have as that, go ahead and add them to your resume too.
Fantastic. Thank you, Francisco. All right. And so with this next job, what I really want to point out to all of you is this is a job that, I think most people would consider maybe not being relevant to medical assisting. But it's important with the jobs that might not be as relevant to find the transferable skills and really highlight those. Don't fill this up with, operates cash register. You can include that, but don't make that your main point. There are more important things that you did at that job that are transferable. Customer service, soft skills, those are very transferable. Anything that you can do that shows a quantitative number. Employers really like to see data and numbers. So you can see this is known for creating a safe, inclusive, and educational environment for up to 100 children daily. Serves as a mentor, organizes and implements activities, things like that, that can be transferable to medical assisting. And then you can see with Target, greeting customers, creating positive and inclusive environments, resolving customer complaints, de-escalating situations. These are all really important skills for medical assisting.
That you would be doing on the job there too. So yeah.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, don't focus on, the really obvious things about these jobs. Focus on the things that add value to what you're working towards. And then you can see the skills section. There are lots of relevant skills. What you don't see here is food handler's license, different cash register operation, money handling, things like this. Oh, can I just decrease the screen a little bit? Like get closer?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Is that better?
I think she means.
No, I meant
shrink it in.
decrease so that
Yeah,
it's
decrease it,
smaller
shrink
because
it.
it's overpowering my screen.
There
Oh,
you
I'm so
go.
sorry.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. And for this skills section, these are all relevant to medical assisting. These can be skills that you did during your externship. These can be skills that you practiced during your education. These can be skills that you learned from previous jobs. But what's really important is that you keep it relevant to the job that you're applying to.
So I have a question that gets asked often, Krista. What about putting in, I know Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel?
Yeah, so a while back, that was a skill that not everybody had. So it was important to include that on here. It was, impressive to show that you had those skills. These days, almost everybody has, computer literacy, Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. Also, for medical assisting, especially, that's not necessarily something you're really going to want to focus on. Focus on, how to operate an EMR system. Focus on, calendar management, scheduling, things like that. That still show that you have that computer literacy without typing computer literacy or Microsoft Word.
And if you get stuck trying to figure out the different skills that are specific to the job, go to the job description and look at the skills that they are asking for and, reflect on which ones that you really, excel at and which ones that you really want to put down in your resume, because those would help get the eye of the recruiter or the hiring manager.
Absolutely.
So how many of you how many of you believe that the ATS is the problem, that is why you're not getting interviews?
It's a fact.
What else? What does everybody else think? You can put it in the chat or unmute yourself.
Let me say, and not to be rude, it is a fact, but I don't think that it is, first of all, that's my opinion, my fact. And second of all, I don't think it's with necessarily with malicious intent.
Okay. Anybody else? See a couple of other hands raised. Go ahead, speak up. It's a safe place. Not highly relevant speaking and skills. Yeah.
Hi, it's me, Angela Burgos.
Hi, Angela.
Hi. So I have a lot of family that works in the medical field, and my mom is actually involved with where she works, and they have a lot of nurses that are complaining they don't have the help, and she works with a union that's kind of fighting for them to actually hire more people because they have a long list that she knows of that they need to hire, but they're not hiring as quickly as they should.
Okay. And so what would be your question? Is that just you're voicing a concern, or do you have a specific question around that?
No, I was just saying that's what I feel like the medical field's not hiring as quick as they should be hiring.
I think if I asked everybody to raise your hands, if that's a true statement, both of our hands, everybody's hands would be up times 2. They're not hiring fast enough. We know that that's a pain point that they are working on. The union is certainly working on it. I do want to go back, just hang in there. That's going to change. We even know on our side of the staffing side that it's that, our clients are hiring very slowly too. Sometimes it's taking a month to 2 months to get people in the door, and that's painful, isn't it? So what you want to do is you want to make sure that your resume is geared so that you get it in front of the hiring manager very quickly as possible. So we had a previous session about how to network and get your credentials in front of the hiring manager. When you're using a resume to get that appointment, that very first interview, your resume needs to be as simple as possible. The ATS is trained to look for keywords, and either that resume has those keywords or it does not. The ATS is not trained to look at heavy graphics like that very first one. Krista, can you put that first one up again? When I see this, you're talking to a hiring manager. So when I see resumes like this and they import, so let me tell you how it works. Here's the reality. We go to Indeed, or we go wherever we are when we're sourcing candidates. We download the resume to our laptop. We immediately parse it into our tool, which is called Bullhorn. Bullhorn butchers this resume because of the formatting. Bullhorn is the ATS that says, you may not want this because I can't figure out what's on this resume. So as a human, I go in and look at every single resume, regardless of what the ATS says. And most top recruiters do just that. If a recruiter isn't looking at your resume, shame on them, right? So they're losing out on a potentially good candidate like Jasmine. Jasmine is actually a great candidate that if I only went by my ATS, I would say no way. But Jasmine is a healthcare professional. Jasmine is not a resume writer. Jasmine is likely not a writer at all. So shame on us, right, for not looking at that resume. So I promise you, top recruiters are looking at your resume. They also need to be able to find the information that they need very, very quickly. So now go to the next one. So now you're looking to fill a job. You look at that resume. Now you look at this resume. Which version are you going to be able to read better and get what you need faster? This one. And when the ATS translates this simple resume into the system, it translates it just like that. It goes field by field into our database, which makes it easier for the recruiter to go, oh, Jasmine has this, this, and the other. And see that medical assistant spot right there? If you're smart, you're going to customize just that one section to represent what you see in the job description. So if they want a bilingual English, Spanish speaking medical assistant with 2 years of experience, guess what? That should be in that section. Because that is the first thing that the recruiter is going to see. It's the first thing that the ATS is going to parse. Is this making sense? What is this? That's a game changer. To learn this, I need to stop looking at a fancy template. Yes, amen. We don't need, if I showed you the resume that the director of national recruiting used to get her job at Indeed, you would fall off your chair. Do you know what her title is? I like recruiting. I just love recruiting. That's all she put on there. And then she listed her experience, where she did her job in loving recruiting. That's it. Just that simple. Don't overthink this. When you will become an executive, which I promise you all should be and will become, when you become a CEO of a medical firm, you absolutely want to work with an executive resume writer. That's a different type of resume. Right here, right now, get yourself in your first job. Simple, clean, clear, fast to read, easy to parse by technology. That's what we talk about when we say friendly, ATS friendly, or technology friendly and human friendly. Don't worry about the ATS, worry about the human. Now, if this resume is getting into the organizations that you want to get into, but you're not getting an interview, you need to pick up the phone. So another friend of mine, she worked at EDS, or is it ADP? ADP. They declined her resume for the first time. They said, oh, no, you don't have the background. Do you know what she said? Oh, no, yes, I do. She found out who the hiring manager was. She found out who the recruiter was. And all you have to do is pick up the phone, right? Or look online and see whose name is attached to it. Go onto LinkedIn, and you can find everybody you want. She contacted them and said, I brought in X amount of $1 million last year. I think you want to talk to me. The head of the sales division said, I sure do. Sure do. The other person who's in healthcare that I represented as a, what was she? She was a regional director or something like that. Anyway, she wasn't going to get the interview until I said, well, tell me your most significant accomplishment. That significant accomplishment wasn't in her resume. We added it to her resume. Guess what? Not only did she get the job, she got more than she wanted, and they waited another 6 weeks to have her start. That story is so important. So important. Is this making sense to everybody? Please give me some type of a hands up or something. Stand on your screen, turn off your whatever. Okay, there we go. Questions. I think I'm done, Chris. I think I can step off my, yes, this is fascinating. I think I can step off my, whatever it is I'm standing on right now.
Lee, do you actually want to share your screen with that last slide that has all of our information?
I sure do. If I can just find that little thing that allows me to do that, because it keeps moving every time. There we go.
All right, there we go. All right, guys. So on the screen, that's our contacts. Mine, Krista, Kirsten's. By any means, please go ahead and reach out to us. We will be more than happy to assist you guys with your guys' resumes, give you guys feedback, let you guys know if this looks okay. By all means, that's what we're here for. We're here to offer you guys support and guidance. So that's our contact information. Please reach out to us. We're here to assist you guys.
And we do more than just resumes. We, really do assist with resumes, cover letters, job search skills, interview prep, all the way up to if you get an offer and you want an extra set of eyes, or if you want help negotiating, we're here to assist you. We just want to help you have a successful career search or job search journey.
Absolutely.
So it looks like it's 5:32. We do have a couple more minutes if anybody has any questions or outstanding thoughts. Gemma, Jared, thank you all. Hey, Ann, no problem.
Okay, I apologize. It was good intel, though.
Oh, that's good. Oh, by the way, for those of you who don't know Ann Cozy, she's actually a who's who in the clearance community and the cleared community and highly sensitive, high-tech jobs. I can't thank you enough for joining us, Ann.
Thank you. I believe in tapping into unpaid spaces to get intel. and I love Leandries. Always
oh
have.
My God, thanks. And you are too kind, too kind. Thank you so much. All right. If you have any problems or questions with your resume, you've got the right team supporting you. You guys have a fantastic afternoon.
Thanks for joining, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
You guys did a great job. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.